Konnichiwa! It's Wednesday afternoon, the 27th of January, I think, about 3:30. You can probably see it on the little date if you've got it on the camera thing. It snowed once in Oizumi, where I live, but I think it snowed quite a lot more elsewhere nearby. And as you can see, like it snowed in Oizumi like over a week ago, and it's completely gone down with snow. But as you can see here, up near the mountains, it's still pretty snowy. And pretty windy as well. So if I can rearrange this, that's going to be too... Can you still see me, alright? Behind me, I think, is Mount Akagi, which I was trying to get to. Like, maybe, I was sort of planning, maybe I'll try and get there. I don't know what the weather will be like, what the snow will be like. My car's not very powerful. In fact, it's pretty much the opposite. It's like the weakest, stupid little car you can get. So it's not going to make it through snow and stuff. I don't want to risk getting stuck in a mountain. I thought while I'm here, I'll do a video. Why not? Snow all over this. So, I have been asking my students, my Japanese students, some of the questions that the blog commenters gave me. Most of them from my old class in Nest. Thanks everyone for getting those questions to me. That was brilliant. Gave me lots to talk about to the people that I've been having conversations with. So the kids at Nest are learning about space travel at the moment. So one of the questions that was submitted to me from I can't remember who it was, but I'll put it in the description, was can they name the planets in order? Now obviously Japanese people know the Japanese names of the planets, if they know them at all, because some of the kids didn't know their names, even in Japanese, but the English names, that's more tricky. Like, chances of them knowing like Mercury and Neptune are very, very slim really. Why would they know those any more than you know them in French, you know? But they did know a couple of them. They knew the Sun, they knew the Moon, they knew Earth. Did they know Saturn? No, Jupiter. I think one of them knew Jupiter. This is the biggest planet, obviously. But it's quite interesting to see what they did. I drew them a picture like this. Whoops. Sun, 4 terrestrial planets, Jupiter, the biggest planet, Saturn with its famous ring, and then 2 more planets after that. So I said to them, I drew that picture, and I asked them, can they name these, the planets, in Japanese. I thought it would be interesting. So I was told what the names of all these planets are in Japanese. Our planet, if you didn't know, well, do you know which one's our planet? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 planets here, next to the Sun. Our planet is the 3rd planet, this one. So this is Earth. So the first planets to get names were the 5 planets that you can see from Earth without a telescope. So there are 5 planets that are visible from Earth: Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter and Saturn. Uranus and Neptune are too small and too dim, too far away to be visible by the naked eye. You have to have a telescope to see those. So these ones, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, were the first 5 planets to be known. They've been known about for thousands of years. Anyone who was ever, looking at the stars at night time, they noticed that these 5, they thought they were stars because they look like stars in the sky, but they noticed that these 5 stars, different to all the other stars, they move across the sky. So the word planet actually means wanderer, so they were named the Wanderers, these 5 stars that wandered across the sky. So their names were given to them by most cultures that have names for them like thousands of years ago, those 5 stars. And in Japanese, so in English, they're named after Roman gods, aren't they? Mercury, Venus, the god of love; Mars, the god of war; Jupiter and Saturn, I'm not sure exactly who they're the gods of, but hey, they're gods. But in Japanese, the 5 planets, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter and Saturn, were named after, well actually they borrowed the names from the Chinese. So the Chinese gave them names thousands of years ago, and they named them after the elements. So Mercury, it's testing me now which one's which. Mercury I think is Mercury is Suisei, which means water planet, water star actually, water star. Venus was named Kinsei, which is gold star, so gold was one of the elements, it was water, gold. Mars was called Kasei, which is fire star, which is appropriate because it's red. So Suisei Kinsei, Kasei. Jupiter was named Mokusei, which means wood planet, wood star. And Saturn was named Mokusei. What's left over? It's the same words they use for the days of the week. So if I recite the days of the week, I'll remember it. So in Japanese, the days of the week, like ours, Sunday is like named after the sun, so it's Nichiyobi, which means day or Sunday. Getsuyobi for Monday, which is like English, named after the moon. Getsu is the same word as month or similar. Getsuyobi, Kayobi, Suyobi, Mokuyobi, Kinyobi, Doyobi, Dosei, yes. So Saturday is Doyobi, which means Earth Day. This is the Earth planet, the Earth star, Doyobi, Dosei, Earth star. Which is kind of weird because the fundamental element Earth is meant to be like what's beneath our feet. So naming a star after Earth is a bit strange, but that's Saturn. So those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 were named after the 5 elements, the same 5 elements that the days of the week are named after in Japanese, except for Monday and Sunday, which are named after the sun and the moon. Earth, of course, wasn't considered a planet when the word planet was invented, because they were talking about stars. When it was discovered or realised that Earth was just one of the planets, it needed a name as well. So in Japanese, Earth is called Chikyu, which means ground sphere. Chikyu, which makes sense, I suppose. And Mercury and Venus, sorry, what am I talking about? Uranus and Neptune were named much later, and they don't have the element names that the others do. In fact, I can't remember Uranus' name, but Neptune's name it translates to Sea God Star, Sea God Star, Sea King Star, because it's named after its English name, Neptune, which is obviously the god of the sea, Neptune. So there you go. So the Japanese kids, thanks for that question, the Japanese kids could mostly answer them. Some of them struggled. I had a bunch of girls that were about 10 years old that they couldn't, they thought the Earth was the planet number 4. They thought this one on the end was the moon. They were quite out. Everyone knew Dosei though, they all know this one. That was the first one they all named. They went straight to Saturn, Dosei, we know this one, and then tried to figure out the other ones. Alright, well I'm getting a bit cold now, so thanks for that question. Hope you enjoyed my silly video in the sun, in snow. Hopefully I won't get stuck on my way home. Like my little board rubber, that's good, isn't it? Okay, I think I'll probably cut it out there. Sayonara. I say thank you for your questions. Arigatou gozaimasu.